Welcome back. So, is it possible to do a $5 meal? And I always say yes. If I can do it for $1, I can figure something out for $5, right? So, what we're going to do tonight is this is an easy one. This kind of dish comes in when you don't feel like cooking, you don't feel like chopping, you just want to get it on the table. So, it's really, really simple. I almost don't want to show you, but I'm going to. This came in, I think, at $4.96, but don't quote me on it because I always make mistakes. So, without further ado, let's get it, let's go. Let's see if those pots, come on. Here's my haul. I got 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. What I am going to use is what was in my house because I thought I had some macaroni and cheese in here. This is the shells, but I have tons and tons of this brand, that brand. So I didn't want to buy more. So we're just going to go with the prices for Walmart on that. I got a can of Walmart Rotel. I got a pound of ground turkey, as I always do, and the beans. The beans for this recipe is supposed to be kidney beans. But we don't want kidney beans. We wanted black beans because it's chili mac and cheese. So you should use the kidney beans, but we want to use black beans. Let me show you what the staples are that we're going to use. All right, so in this one, I allowed myself a little bit of a cheat, and I'll tell you why. It's the onion. I've showed you guys time after time after time how you can rehydrate the dried onions and use those. But for my household, onions are a staple. I buy them by the bushels, like these big giant things. I buy onions because I use them often. So for me, to not have an onion in the house, that would be strange. All right, so we're going to go with an onion or onion powder or onion flake, whatever you have. Some salt and pepper. I may not use the salt because we're using processed cheese and that's kind of salty. You need some chili powder, some cumin, some beef broth, and some minced garlic. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get some water boiling for the pasta. Oh, wait. This all can be done in one pan or pot. I'm going to do it in 2 just so I can cook things at the same time. But you could cook this in one pan. I'm also making this dairy and dairy-free. I will tell you along the way when you would be adding. It also calls for like all this cheese. I condensed it down. I took a full recipe and then squashed it down to make it fit in a $5 balance. Like you should have 2 cups of cheese and, so many ounces of pasta. But we don't. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ground meat. I'm using ground turkey. Doesn't bother me any. If I can get it out. And we're going to brown this up. What the heck? There we go. And then we're going to use this 1 pound of meat for both the dairy and the dairy-free. Okay, so I have some water boiling for the pasta. I'm going to add some beef bouillon to the water and both the dairy and the dairy-free, and we'll get started. Okay. To the meat. Oh, it's still a little frozen. We're going to add some onion. It's a little frozen. All right. So we'll just keep chopping at it and let this cook down a little bit before we start adding some seasonings to the mix here. All right, I'm going to add a teaspoon of beef bouillon over top of this because it really should go in the meat, but I'm boiling it off in the pasta. So I'm going to stick a little bit in there. As soon as that's done, we'll move on to the next step. My pasta's about to be done. To this, we're going to add some chili powder, 2 teaspoons. I'm doing the same for Eric. Okay. I'm going to add a teaspoon of, let me turn that down, it's too high now. Add a teaspoon of cumin. I'm not big on cumin, so I'm going to do a half a teaspoon. Only because I don't like it. Half a teaspoon. Put some in Eric's over there. Just gonna wait for the pasta to get done and we're gonna start mixing things through. I gotta drain the pasta, so just give me 1 minute. Actually, while that's going, we could add, oh wait, there's still some water in there. Gonna add a can of beans. You could use kidney beans here. Oh, pasta should be done now. Stop. You could add kidney beans. We like black beans, so that's what we're adding. We like black beans in our chili as well. All right, let me drain the pasta. Here's where you would be adding your dry pasta if you were cooking it all in one pan with 4 cups of water. But I'm gonna add my Rotel. And we're gonna give that a mix. I'm gonna slide this back while we make the macaroni because I'm doing it slightly different. But look how much meat is in there. The beans, it really stretches this far. All right, let me move that back and make the macaroni. All right, so in this pot I have a little bit of milk, a little bit of butter, and then the 2 packages of cheese. If you were making it over in the pot, you wouldn't be adding milk and butter because you would just be using all the liquids from that and then the and regular cheese. Boy, those 2 things look different. Oh, that's why they were 2 different ones. I forgot. All right, so we're just gonna mix this together. And I'm gonna do the same thing to Eric's, and I'm gonna pull out some of the meat. I was just seasoning his beans before. But that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make the macaroni and cheese. All right, so that's what we're gonna do there. I'm gonna add some pepper. I'm probably gonna put too much in there. Okay. All righty, let me get the other pan back over here. All right, there's the mac and cheese. Not the mac and cheese, what am I saying? There's the meat and beans. And we're gonna add all this macaroni and cheese to it. Add a little bit, give it a stir, then add a little bit and give it a stir. We're almost coming down the home stretch here. Oh, we are coming down the home stretch. We're almost done. I know it doesn't look like much, but is it gonna taste like much? We'll find out. Some of that in there. All right. We're just gonna let those flavors combine, and then we're gonna be meeting you at the plate, because this here is done. That's a $5 dinner in the Frugal Tina family today. I think I'm gonna put some parsley in there, but that's just for the pretty. All right, we're done. I'm gonna meet you at the plate. Look how yummy that looks. Mmm. And there's the dairy-free. Gonna put some parsley on that. And there's our plate. And that one is the dairy. That one over here is the dairy-free. So we're gonna meet you at the table.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Okay, so there's 5 plates that are made, and let me show you what's still left over. And that's easily another plate and a half still in the pot. Dinner time. So, although Eric is eating the same thing as us, it's not really the same because he has the dairy-free cheese. He didn't want as much meat in his as we had in ours, so he only got a little bit. but I'm going to give it a taste and see how it goes. His is basically the same, but not really because of all the dairy-free stuff. So, are you ready? Let's go. It's actually pretty good.
It's really good. It is.
For what it is. Yeah. Ooh. I got the chili. Can you taste the chili? Yeah. I like it. Well, what do you think before I cut you off?
I think it's really good. I like the taste overall.
All right. Well, let me get everybody else fed and see what they think. Oh, wait, back up. The food in the big pot over there, everything, that cost me pennies under, but $5.
That's crazy.
Not bad, right? Telling you, you learn how to cook like this. You may not be eating the best all the time, but you'll still have some money left in your pocket at the end of the day. All right, let me get everybody else fed, and I'll see you at the wrap-up. Bye-bye. I like doing it this way better when I get to see your faces, right? All right, Eric, what'd you think about dinner?
I thought it was really good. I like the taste of it.
Just liked it. It was just good, right? Yummy, yummy. All right, let me get the others. All right, Aiden, what'd you think about that $5 dinner?
It was really good.
Really good. Look what I see right out the back window. Mr. Softy's out there. All right, go ahead, Aiden. Tyler, what'd you think about our $5 dinner?
It was really good. I loved it. I think you did a very good job.
Thank you, baby. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. It was easy. You could do it all in one pot, even though I didn't, but you could have. So, and I'll leave in the description box, I'll leave the actual recipe that I was loosely following because I really didn't follow it very closely, but I'll leave that recipe so you'll know what it was supposed to be like. So, there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment either way. See you later. Bye.